He convinced me that I was a vampire, and then later on, after he quote unquote broke up with me, I was a hybrid of a werewolf and a vampire.
But then you make a video adding him, getting your whole fan base involved, and you kind of know what you're doing. You're sending your audience to go and tell him, if you don't cover this, you don't care about these kids or these people who got taken advantage of.
Someone like Charlie, I feel like he could be doing more with each upload, you know?
What if I like told you, I guess right now, you're covering serious issues with your YouTube channel. But what if I told you, like, there's a bigger issue even going on even than what you're covering with Israel and Palestine. So why aren't you making videos about that? Like, I feel like you can always play this game saying that the thing you're covering right now, it's not as important as this other huge world issue.
First Kiss Doodle donated $5 and said, Lerix, I hope you find your clout somewhere else. Please stop derailing the conversation about edgy content and minimizing the victim.
Are we reading donations? Do you want me to read my donations? Like, what are we having a conversation?
No.
What the fuck? Who cares about, like, shit or chatters? That's ridiculous to try to push that onto him. And you're doing it in a manipulative way. That's the point I'm making.
I think we can all do better.
What are these responses? We can all do better? Like, are you trolling me right now?
Spencer, what do you think?
Who cares about Spencer? You're the guy with the fucking platform. I'm sorry, all due respect, but I don't give a fuck about this person's opinion. You're the one of 760k subs. What the fuck?
Clear with Lerix, I only know...
Yo.
What's up, dude? I only know that I've reacted to you before. That's all I really know.
What's up, man? Good talking. I gotta add my attorney to the call real quick, Colton. He's just like good buddy. Hopefully he doesn't spurg out too hard. But what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Good to talk to you. Can we get the voice changer for this chat though? It more like fits the bill. It kind of makes me more comfortable.
I do it through Audacity, actually.
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Wait,
sorry.
You don't have a natural Batman voice? What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to add Spencer.
Who is Spencer? Oh, is Spencer one of the victims?
Yes, she is the lead plaintiff. She is the main
lead
survivor.
victim.
Yeah, there you go.
The main character survivor. Yeah, base. Okay. But dude, I support your recent crusade against this like black vampire pedophile. How's it going?
I really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
I literally join, and that is the first thing I hear.
Yeah, we gotta get him off the streets. Okay, how did he like indoctrinate these people? This guy's like horrible.
Spencer, please take it away.
Fucking kick. He would find those of us that were kind of iffy on what we believed when it came to religion, and if we believed in ghosts and shit, he would like slowly work in other supernatural shit. And yeah, he made some people think they were vampires, some thought they were werewolves, some thought they were both, some thought they were grim reapers or whatever. I don't fucking know. But there was a lot of manipulation, and
so
it was
like go for minors. Like, how old were you when he like fucking like convinced you were a vampire or something?
I was 16, but there were members as young as 11 and 12.
Wait, so these children got indoctrinated by Count Blackula?
Okay, Colton, come on.
No,
It's a sensitive matter.
I joke about it too.
Wait, so what did he convince you to be? Like a werewolf or vampire? What are we talking here?
He convinced me that I was a vampire, and then later on, after he quote unquote broke up with me, I was a hybrid of a werewolf and a vampire.
Oh, a hybrid. Okay.
Yeah, he got deep into it. He also took a lot of his shit from like the stupid shows like Supernatural and
Twilight.
Teen Wolf and all that shit.
Twilight, exactly.
He put on, I saw your video. He put on a pretty convincing performance. With those like fake teeth and everything. Like he had me sold. I probably would have got groomed too. He could have got me if he would have just like his eyes on the little boys. Is it only girls or does he go for boys too?
Blade.
He goes for anyone. It doesn't matter what you identify as. There were a lot of boys in the cult, but we just haven't been able to get into contact with any of them.
Okay. So wait, this aside, MamaMax, I know you've been you've been catching a lot of flack recently. You've been catching a lot of criticism for the way you're going around like handling this situation with your calls to action and whatnot like that. Specifically, I wanted to, I guess, talk to you because my main like critique for you, I guess, is that in your most recent video where it was a direct call to action, like calling out Moist Critical. I don't know a better word other than just saying it was just like it came across as like really manipulative, and that you were kind of, I guess, weaponizing your audience in a sense to then kind of get them to be forced to respond to you. Because I was being charitable when I first saw your Discord DMs that you leaked in the thing. You said, you know what, if there's no obligation to cover this, like there's no expectation, and that's fine. Which that was like a normal, respectful DM, and you know, that's fine. That's I think that's the good way to go about it. Because just because you have 10 million subscribers or whatever, you don't have like an obligation, or there shouldn't be an expectation that you talk about the like real world issues. But then you make a video adding him, getting your whole fan base involved. And you kind of know what you're doing. You're sending your audience to go and tell him, if you don't cover this, you don't care about these kids or these people who got taken advantage of. So I guess how would you respond to that critique? Like, how do you justify that, the way you went about it?
I did not mean for it to come off as like, if you don't respond, you don't care about kids. It was more so, this is an important issue. You are an important person who can save lives with literally one upload about it. This is my one shot at getting your attention. Here we go. Well,
I mean, what if I like told you, I guess right now, you're covering serious issues with your YouTube channel. But what if I told you, like, you know, there's a bigger issue even going on, even than what you're covering with Israel and Palestine. So why aren't you making videos about that? Like, I feel like you can always play this game saying that the thing you're covering right now, it's not as important as this other huge world issue. Where, obviously, I wouldn't put that standard on you just because you have 760K subs, you know. You shouldn't have an obligation to cover these things just because you're a big, like, YouTuber, you know?
Well, so, the reason why I went after Charlie is because, you know, I feel like he uploads daily, he live streams a lot. It wouldn't be too hard to, like, you know, just make one upload about it. Whereas, like, if it's like, I'm not going to reach out to like Lex Friedman or Andrew Huberman, who are already doing important work, like you said, like Israel versus Palestine. I don't know. I think it is true. People could be reaching out to me, hey, why aren't you covering this? But it's like, I feel like what I'm working on with Spencer and the survivors is important enough to put my focus into. Whereas with someone like Charlie, I feel like he could be doing more with each upload, you know?
I mean, no, I hear you. And like, you're right. If Moist Critical did make a video talking about this situation, assumingly, I think you were asking him to do it so more victims would potentially come out, so you could get a better case to get him, you know, to file a police report better. That's what I assume you're contacting him for, and that is true. If you would make a video, you probably would have a like more successful time doing that, or like filing the reports. But I mean, I just don't think. I think you're trying to force him in a sense, or try to like use this moral superiority. Guilt, like to guilt trip him into covering it at this point and trying to manipulate him into doing it, which I think just makes you look bad in the whole thing and kind of trivializes the thing you're trying to call out, and having a whole bunch of people like me just roll their eyes at the situation because of the way you're covering it, which is just doing you a disservice.
At least I have your eyes, though.
I mean, don't you think you've made like bigger documentaries in like hour-long videos before, and they get way more attention, way more views? Don't you think the strategy would it would serve better if you just made a fully fleshed out documentary explaining it? And we've seen like Moist Critical, he reacts to videos all the time on stream. I guarantee if you would make a big hour to 2 hour long documentary, sent it to fucking Moist Critical, he would cover it way easy. Like there's much a higher chance that he would cover it on stream and give more eyes to it, as opposed to the approach you're taking now, and we're trying to manipulate him and guilt trip him into covering it instead. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. So the thing is, this is all part of the documentary. Like all the live streams, all the videos, all the reaching out, this is all going into the documentary. The thing is, we wanted action as soon as possible because we are trying to bring together hundreds of child survivors that might still be in Camden's cult. and the urgency I felt justified the means. I think.
Did you go to law enforcement with it?
Spencer.
Yes. So back when I had left the cult, was probably about a couple months afterwards. One of the members, actually the girl that introduced me to Camden, she threatened the life of my sister, and my sister was only 4. So after that, I was like, I have to do something. So I did report it. I managed to get into contact with Trafficking 911. They got all the evidence from me and everything, and they said that they went to the FBI with it, and we never once heard back from them. Another member, after she was sexually assaulted by Camden, she called the police, did a rape kit and everything. She ended up pregnant, and the detectives ghost her. And then there's another member that about a year and a half after she officially left, she filed a CPS report to Georgia. So he has been reported, but there has been nothing that has come out of this.
Correct.
All right. So how many times have you gone to the FBI? Because I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe you have to like sort of harass them a couple times before they actually.
God, that's so
stuff.
true.
Yeah, it
To
is
be
ridiculous.
fair, I was just a kid and I did not know exactly what I was supposed to do.
How long ago did you say this was?
This was about 7 years ago.
Yes.
7 years. Okay. Have you gone to the FBI recently?
Not recently, but that's why we're trying to get more survivors, because we need to build a solid case, and
All right.
that requires having more voices.
That makes sense. I understand.
Okay,
that.
okay.
Do you-
I want to go back to the approach though, because I'm here to talk about that mainly. They're doing their own thing with like filing the reports or whatever. But I'm more
Yeah,
of like
I
my
think I
critiques
know where you're going.
of
Yeah.
fucking like MamaMax going about this, because I know a lot of people, and I know you've seen the comments too, MamaMax. You can't deny a lot of people are writing off your story just because of the way that you're covering it and the way that you're going about it. Like you've seen that, right?
Yes, sir. Let me just read off this donation from Car Pimp. She said, "Guilt trip. I wish YouTubers cared about victims." And
What?
I don't know. I feel like I've talked to other pedo hunters and other people who've
Are you a pedo
you know,
hunter?
I was. Now I'm
That's a hell of a name, job
I
application.
appreciate it. But I don't know. We always receive pushback. Always. Like it doesn't matter. Like no one likes the way you cover a specific thing because it is a sensitive topic that is always
Okay. I hear what you're saying. That's a really convenient way to wipe off any criticism though, and say like, people are not going to like it no matter what I'm doing. So therefore, I can never.
well.
You're doing it
I
a
would
unique
also-
way. There's been multiple like predator hunters. Yes. Of course, you have fucking like retards like those like predator poachers guy who were just trying to insult EDP back in the day, trying to do that sting or whatever. Those guys are fucking dipshits. That's how you don't cover it. But you can cover these things the right way and the wrong way. And I think you've seen an overwhelming amount of people saying that you're covering it a wrong way and you're going about it the wrong way, where it's just like getting people to like more trivialize it and laugh at it as opposed to like really caring. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. I watched your video and it was so over dramatic. It almost just became like a parody of like a pedo hunter.
Dad, I'm autistic and I gave Lerix the pass. It's fine.
Am I not allowed to say retard?
I am.
Come on.
I gave you the pass. We're good.
Yeah.
A lot of people are offended. Like,
okay.
So this is
guys. I'm fucking autistic. I have Down syndrome. Okay.
Okay.
Just answer what I said. Come on. We're not here to like me. We're here to have a conversation.
What do you think, Spencer?
I'm so sorry, I spaced out a little bit.
Oh, you're okay.
Here, I'm asking you. Are you asking for approval on my slur usage?
I personally do not care, but
Yeah, I mean, come on, give me a break. It's like this is nothing. Come on, you're like 27.
but
All right, yeah, let's get back on top. Let's get back on. It's just chat, just twerking. It's fine.
You got a whole bunch of like fucking 14-year-old girls in the chat. Oh, retard.
Spencer, what do you think, Spencer?
I mean, it
Dude, oh, this is
behind
so
closed
cringe.
doors. It's one thing, but this is like live with a whole bunch of people, and it's
Okay,
probably
I'll
better
turn
not to
down.
say stuff like
Okay,
that.
I'll turn down
Right,
my
we won't say it anymore.
R-word
We won't-
usage.
we won't-
Okay,
Yeah, we won't.
my
say it
apologies
would
to all the
really-
fucking kids in the chat.
We would really appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem, man.
So to address what you were saying, to address what you were saying, so you said I went at it a unique way, right? And that makes people laugh at it.
It more came across as parody, and you were just wiping it off as saying that, you know, any way that people cover this, they're always gonna have, like, you're always gonna have haters, you're always gonna have complaints, but that's not true. That's a very like convenient way to wipe off any criticism. But you did it a uniquely different way that is getting you a lot of shit.
I think a lot of people do deal with pushback, but that is not what my response is. I'm just putting that out there. I did go about it a unique way. And you may not have liked it, but there are other people who are saying, you're doing the right thing, keep up the good fight. I feel like everyone's going to have a different opinion about it, no matter which way you slice it.
Man, you really give vague answers, don't you?
Well, what were you looking for?
Okay, so I guess circling back around to the thing I was talking about where it comes across as manipulative, how you were trying to, I guess, like guilt trip Charlie into covering this. I guess
think it would be a guilt trip if he didn't cover it and then I started harassing him. I think so. What I was doing,
that's what you did though. Like you DM'd him for days on end, and then once he didn't respond to your DM, you then made it a public thing and added him, and then like try to get your audience to go and like shit on him and say, "Hey, MamaMax is trying to contact you," and you know what you're doing. Like you know what those people are gonna say. They're gonna be mad and saying, and they're gonna have the implication that Charlie isn't covering this. Damn, he must not really use his platform for good causes. He must not be looking out for kids that are like getting abused by this black like vampire pedophile. You know.
I think I made it clear in the video that he has stood up for injustices before, and that's why I'm reaching out to him. And doing so publicly because that will get his attention. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but inherently
Is
it
it
just
okay if
comes.
I add something?
Just
can't add something real quick.
No, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
okay, just like the thing is that like watching your video, you even put like little videos of dogs together. It was so funny. It was like, Moist Critical, look, here's a video of you playing with your dogs. Look, I have dogs too. And all these victims, they have dogs too. Why don't we just hold hands and get along together? It just came across as like very, very, very manipulative. And this guy didn't respond to your text messages for seemingly a reason. Do you think he just didn't see them and like you thought you couldn't contact him anywhere else other than making a public video, in a sense calling him out? Or do you think you think he didn't see them, or he just chose to ignore you?
It could have been either. I don't know what the situation was. But I felt it was a subject matter that required his attention, and I still do think it would require his attention. I think he could do. I think a video from him could be very helpful to the survivors. I still believe that.
You know, I agree, but I guess like the difference is that it feels like you're imposing this standard, like you're trying to push this standard onto him.
First Gist Doodle donated $5 and said, "Lerix, I hope you find your clout somewhere else. Please stop derailing the conversation about edgy content and minimizing the victim."
Are we reading donations? Do you want me to read my donations? Like, what are we? I'm having a conversation.
No.
What the fuck? Who cares about like shitter chatters? Go find your clout, like a good one. Like I'm sure, like a lot of people have called you clout chasers. You, like those people are tards. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, I'm just reading a.
Okay, but
All right. Look. So I'm gonna butt in. Lyrics, shut up. So I think isn't the potential like outcome of Critical being seen as some guy who like doesn't care about children? Isn't that like a potential takeaway much worse, is much greater of an effect than it's worth to like make a public video like because and again you say that it's like just suggesting that he covers this, which again would be fine if it were private, but in the video it's framed with like the darkness of like with the tone and everything and the editing. It's framed like it's like the end of the world, like you need to do this. Like it's the presentation feels a lot more serious than just a suggestion like, hey, I think you should cover this because it would really help. Because if he wanted to and if he felt that he was in a position to where his voice could significantly impact the conversation around this unfortunate situation, then I feel like he would have opened the DM if he were, you know, like paying attention to this stuff. And if he wanted to, then he would have gone through with it. But I feel like him just not responding sort of shows that either he doesn't want to make a video on the situation or doesn't feel that he's in a position to positively affect it. So doesn't I don't know. Doesn't a video seem sort of redundant if it's just copying like what you said in the DM?
So the question is, does the video feel redundant because it's repeating what was said in the DMs? Is that your question?
Yeah.
I mean, the point of the video was to get his attention, and if he responds publicly or privately, I mean, the job will have been done. Like all I wanted was, and what we still want is just a conversation with him. I think Charlie is incredibly important in his position, and he could do so much to help people like Spencer.
He could, I guess, like the main critique and like the main people that are also calling you out saying is the way you're going around it and the tone that you're using to try to do it. It's more like pushing a standard on him that he's obliged or like there's an expectation for him to cover this just because he's a YouTuber. And you, like there was this undertone in your whole video. You can't deny this. You put like a whole bunch of pictures of Sniper Wolf. There's this undertone of saying like you're covering stupid ass fucking Sniper Wolf drama. Why aren't you talking about real shit like real like victims who are like getting abused by this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know how that's ridiculous. As I said earlier, there's always going to be a bigger issue. Like just because that you're covering this, I'm not pushing a standard on you that you have to talk about Israel, Palestine, even though that's a bigger issue than what you're covering right now. Just because we're YouTubers or someone has popularity, they shouldn't have an expectation or standard pushed on them for them to cover whatever topic you want them to cover or whatever is serious. You know, he blew up off of covering commentary videos. It's not like there should be an expectation for him to talk about your specific police report story that you want to get like someone locked up for.
I think we can all do better so industries like human trafficking and problems like global child exploitation are issues that all of us need to join together to fix. And I think when you have a platform,
you could say the same thing though about like fucking activism for like bigger issues, like the war going on Israel Palestine. Well, like I keep saying it.
Well,
like,
they're all
you can
big
use
issues.
the same.
They're
I know,
all
but
big
you can.
Issues.
No, but I'm saying there's always a bigger issue. Someone could say the same thing to you. That's why I don't think the critique holds that much water. Like you're MamaMax. You're covering this small case with this small cult leader, but there's much bigger things in the world right now that are bigger issues. And so someone could say the same thing to you.
Well, yeah, and that's why I'm trying to make the conversation not just about the cult leader, but about global child exploitation, which I think is probably one of the greatest issues in our world.
Yeah. Okay.
You saw all the human trafficking.
Do you really not see my point? I feel like it's like very obvious. Just because Charlie is a big YouTuber, there shouldn't be an expectation that he should be able to cover like child fucking like rape or child sex trafficking or human trafficking. You know, that's ridiculous to try to push that onto him. And you're doing it very in a manipulative way. That's the point I'm making.
I think we can all do better.
Dude, good one.
Hold on. So,
and again,
what are these responses? We can all do better. Like, are you trolling me right now? Are you not?
It's true.
Do you hear what
But
I'm saying? You're just
I do
dodging.
hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. I am just saying. I mean, it's an objective truth. We can all do better to help fix these global issues.
You're dodging and like deflecting what I'm saying though. Like that's not actually a response. Like we could all do better. Let's all hold hands. Like it's not a
we
response.
can do better is pretty.
Shut up,
It's
Colton.
pretty vague because it's not. You can shut up because it's pretty like you can't really apply it to any specific situation. Because how this is something I want to ask you as well, if that's all right.
No,
How
Colton, you gotta shut
feasible-
up. You gotta shut up. You gotta shut up. Your time's
No,
up.
no, shut
MamaMax,
up. No, I'm.
respond.
I didn't
Spencer,
even
what do
finish
you
my
think?
point.
Spencer, what do you think?
Who cares about Spencer? You're the guy with the fucking platform. I'm sorry, all due respect,
Okay.
but I don't give a fuck
All right.
about this person's opinion. You're the one of 760k subs. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why'd I get kicked for that? Are you fucking trolling?
About to fucking tell him off because you're not gonna sit here and fucking minimize all the shit that we fucking went through, knowing that there's hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of fucking victims. That ain't fucking
This.
it.
Oh
And
my.
it is a reflection of a greater problem in our civilization. There
Are you
cult leaders
fucking
everywhere.
kidding me?
There are child predators.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Everywhere.
This guy's a bitch.
Sorry, Lerix. Took the L on this one.
Who? Who?
Sorry for putting you through that, Spencer.
Putting you through that?
No, that's not your fault. He just didn't know when to shut his mouth.
These fucking people, man.
I agree.
He just dodged
Like,
everything I
was willing
said.
to have a fucking conversation, but then he took it completely away from what this stream was supposed to be about.
Yes. So again, this is another issue, guys. Is
Yeah?
we are taking the conversation that should be on child survivors and making about
Max had no response to what I
about
said.
the video the wrong way. YouTube drama.
You did.
that is a pattern that continues on YouTube.
You're a fuck.
Like,
this guy's
sorry,
actually
I'm
like a
getting
fucking
passionate.
idiot.
I didn't want to get passionate this stream. I'm just saying, guys, there are huge problems.
This guy's like an actually fucking actual idiot. You didn't want a conversation. You just wanted to argue. You got.
In
I had
our
my critiques of
systems,
him. Are
in
you
our
fucking retarded?
civilization and human trafficking and global child exploitation are the examples by which those systems have been failing.
No, this shows a lot about this guy. Are you fucking kidding me? I think he was
Yeah,
just looking for a way out in the
global issues
conversation.
that we need
So,
all hands on
he
deck
took
for.
me
Like,
saying
I get
that
what Lerix
as
is saying is like,
wait, here we go.
no, you can't make people talk about this shit. It's like, why not? We should be talking about it.
This guy's
Just my opinion.
a fucking moron. It's ridiculous to push a
All right,
standard
let me
onto
read
someone.
the chats, unless you have more to say, Spencer.
That's so dumb.
All I can really say is, like, him talking about, well, there can always be a bigger issue. Well, yeah,
Yes.
there are tons of issues in this world. But the thing is the whole Jax Films and Sniper Wolf thing, it's been covered by so many people because they're famous.
Yes.
Oh,
It's-
so it's not good enough for you. This is so they have no actual response to anything I'm saying. And then he just
Already been
says
settled. There's
that
nowhere it
he's
can go legal.
like, he took my critique of saying, hey, it's ridiculous to push this standard onto people. Just because they have a big subscriber count doesn't mean they should have an obligation to cover it. And he's like, yes, we should cover it. We can all do better. These vague, like, stupid ass fucking
Those are being
responses that are just deflecting what I'm
My
saying.
issue, the issue with all the other survivors that I'm in contact with,
What a fucking
we
joke. This guy's a
haven't really
joke,
gotten to
man.
tell our stories yet.
I mean, like, props for him having a conversation with me. I didn't even think he would have a conversation with me, inherently. But, like, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, Colton seemed like he was actually trying to be productive within the conversation while
Colton W.
Lerix was just, LOL, I got you, bro. What about this, though?
Wow. These are really the intellectual powerhouses. Good one.
Colton, that's a maybe for now.
What did Colton say in the chat? Call me.
Why only ask massive creators to cover it when you can cover more ground with multiple small? We're asking everybody, my guy. We're asking everyone.
Man, this
Everyone
guy
wants to cover
sucks.
it, please do.
This guy really sucks. Dude, Colton was supposed to spurg and talk to him about his lolly shit. That would have been so funny.
Dethrone
Colton
says,
was
thank you so
selling.
much for kicking them off. That was unbearable. I'm sorry, everyone. I want to give everyone an opportunity. I want to listen to everyone. I was genuinely shocked by there's always a bigger issue way to dismiss Spencer and the other victims. I mean, yes, it's very disrespectful. I agree.
This guy's just dumb. He's
People
just
don't
dumb.
want to cover it because YouTube will not let you say anything, or they throw you into the grinder.
He's just stupid.
Basically, their jobs are on the line.
He's just dumb.
Can't say I disagree with that. If there's a way to contact
He's
you,
actually like a
DM you or
50
your
IQ
contact who have
shitter.
been following a group for a while and have found some very bad stuff. A Baden.
He just
Abaddon.
dismissed Jack's whole experience of getting doxxed by Sniper Wolf. Yeah, exactly. By saying that it's not good enough to cover. This guy's a fucking... Oh my god, man.
I will check my Twitter, but I just want all of you to know now, I am working on Spencer's case. That is what I am doing, and that is what my focus is on.
This guy's a fucking joke. Colton. Let me call Colton.